Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Supertramp feels super fresh to me, even though their big album came out quite a while ago. It was, I think, 1979. And I've yet to hear all of that album, and I want to hear it all. So today we're going to dig into Goodbye Stranger. Let's get to it. Everybody in the audience seems to know this already.
It was an early morning yesterday. I was up before the dawn, and I really have enjoyed my stay. Now I must be moving on. Like a king without a castle, like a queen without a throne. I'm an early morning lover, and I must be moving on, yeah. Now I believe in what you say, it's an undisputed truth. But I have to have things my own way to keep me in my youth. Like a ship without an anchor, like a snake without a chain. Did the thought of those sweet ladies that shiver through my veins. And I'll go on shining, shining like brand new. I never.
It feels like we're about to transition into something else, so I am going to hit pause there and go back and talk about a lot of things that made me go, ooh, ah, on the inside. Ah, there's so many fine details in this. This song is, I would describe it as really refined, actually. Even though at first hearing, I think a lot of people would think, oh, this vocal doesn't necessarily have an elegance to it, right? The vocal is much more about delivering lots of lyrics very quickly. But as we dig into it more, I'm going to show you that there actually is quite a bit of elegance and sophistication. Back to the beginning. Oh, cool. I want to point out already, he's doing a lot of movement with his eyes and right above his cheekbones, especially. This is important for how we're hearing his resonance and how he's placing his sound. He's already doing this, so when not singing, I was kind of curious if this is maybe just something that his face does at times when he's thinking about being expressive or thinking about an idea. Like when I'm in an argument with my husband, he gets so mad because my face interrupts him. Not that bad really, but he accuses me of interrupting him because my face is so expressive, and I have to agree with him. I see my face on YouTube. I don't mean for it to do all of this stuff. It just does the stuff, and it is it like says everything that's in my head, and his face seems to be saying all kinds of extra things, even while just playing the piano. It's not just a singing thing. See right there? Got a little. He's really.
It was an early morning.
It's like he already has his
yesterday.
message ready.
I was up before the dawn, and I really have enjoyed my stay. Now I must be moving on.
I am a big fan of that final in. Not only is he adding a lot of sound energy when his mouth is closed, which is important. If you think about sound waves, they're going to be able to propagate or just come out more easily when something isn't in the way, right? If you put something in the way of sound, it tends to dampen. In this case, the sound on the ah vowel of on is going to come out more easily. It's going to have more energy naturally. The moment your mouth closes to an in, something's in the way of the sound. And if you're going to get that in really, really clearly out to the audience, singers often need to adjust to actually add a little bit more energy to it. He adds a lot of energy and then does a n, which is a little shadow vowel on a specific beat off of it to give it extra rhythm.
Now I must be moving on.
That's really good. Overall, his lyrics are amazingly clear. And even though the line is going bouncing up and down like crazy, we're getting this very clear story. It's all being delivered out there to us, which means he is really paying attention to having continual energy. That's hard to do. Let's go back to the beginning one more time.
It was an early morning yesterday. I was up before the dawn, and I really have enjoyed my stay. Now I must be moving on, like a king without a castle, like a queen without a throne. I'm an early morning lover, and I must be moving on. Yeah.
I am fascinated by how he links these phrases together, uh, taking often consonants, elongating them, and choosing not to take a breath. Uh, the parts before seem to have a little more consideration, a little more thought between each phrase. And then it's as if the character in this story became more confident and the words started tumbling out, like, yes, this is a decision I'm going to make, and this is why. See, there's a little more pause there, a little more thought,
And I really have enjoyed my stay.
a little more
Now I
consideration
must
still.
be moving on, like a king without a castle, like a queen without a throne. I'm an early morning lover, and I must be moving
That's
on.
another one that was linked.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now I believe in what you say. It's an undisputed truth.
A couple things in here I've seen him do in a couple other spots, or I should say heard him do in a couple other spots, is he uses the diphthong, meaning a combination of two vowels into one. A is a diphthong, say. So we have an S and then an E combined. And as a singer, you need to decide where those two vowels are going to go, which one is going to be longer than the other. Uh, when we're speaking, this often happens so quickly we don't notice it. But when we're singing, the sound is elongated and we have to make decisions. He makes interesting decisions with the E. So the second part, the second vowel in that diphthong, he chooses to use that to actually move up a pitch. And I heard him do a similar thing earlier as well.
Say,
Right there.
now I believe in what you say.
It's super subtle, but it's very, very clear that he uses the E to move to another pitch.
Now I believe in what you say. It's an undisputed truth. But I have to have things my own way to keep me in my youth.
I love that expression, on my own way.
Like a ship without an anchor, like a snake without a chain. Did the thought of those sweet ladies that shiver through my veins. And I'll go on shining, shining like brand new. I never look behind me, my troubles will be through.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Goodbye, stranger, it's been nice. Hope you'll find your paradise. Trying to see your point of view. Hope your dreams will all come true. Goodbye, Mary, goodbye, Jane. Will we ever be together? Feel no sorrow, feel no shame. Come tomorrow, feel no pain. In sweet devotion.
I am shocked at this choice. it's, it's ballsy, that's for sure. Oh, they chose to put, I think that might be the chorus. This is the first time we've heard Goodbye Stranger, and that's the title of the song. So I'm guessing this is going to come back. It feels kind of sticky already. And they chose to set this super high. All right. Rick Davies, our main lead here, his voice is more baritone. It's got a little more gravel in it. It sits a little lower. Roger Hodgson, other lead singer of Supertramp, his voice sits really, really high. There's like a almost like childlike quality to it at sometimes. There's a certain plaintiveness. It's really, really beautiful. Rick Davies tends to bring in more like of a rock bluesy feel. And I can definitely identify moments where he's bringing that into the song already. I did not expect him to, as the lead singer in the song, jump up to falsetto, and not just like falsetto, which is a very high vocal register for a guy, right? Super, super high. But it's like really, really high in his falsetto. It's so high that sometimes in here, he's like a little bit under the pitch. It's really high. Woo! Though I like the way that he set it up with that higher part in the keys. It's almost like the voice when it comes in is echoing that. I like that outlining of the chord just split apart too in the chorus.
It's been nights, hope you'll find you by the time it's time to see point of view. Hope your dreams will all come true.
I have to tell you, this reminds me a little bit of the Muppets. Not in a bad way. The Muppets Christmas album, I think, is just awesome. It was like John Denver and the Muppets, I think. I love that. I love that. It is so surprising to me, though, that they would bring this so high in his voice. It's almost mocking in the tone quality. And I wonder if that was part of the reason they set it so high. I'm going to let this run a little bit longer because I want to understand this decision more.
Goodbye, stranger. It's been nights, hope you'll find you
There's definitely a bitter edge there.
it's time to see point of view. Hope your dreams will all come true. Goodbye, Mary. Goodbye, Jane. Will we ever be together?
That's high.
Feel no shame. Come tomorrow. Feel no pain. It's sweet devotion. It's not me. Just give devotion. You set free. Of the land and the ocean. By the way, it's your life I'm chosen. Every day. So goodbye, Mary. Goodbye, Jean. Will we ever be together?
That's awesome. I like the way that ended up becoming this loop over the top of essentially another verse. It's fascinating to hear the two then paired together. And it's almost like you have this sub thought that's going on, like, bye, right? Ciao, we'll see you later. And there's a little more pensiveness that's happening in the actual story, in the baritone part of the voice. I think it was really smart to add another voice. Gosh, I forget his name. Let me check my cheat sheet here. John Helliwell? Am I saying that right? I think is adding some backing vocals here. Who also, hey yo, nice falsetto. That's impressive. I think it's incredible to have lots of people that can go up there in their falsetto like this in this band. And falsetto is typically not going to be really loud. It's for most males, it'll be the highest register that they sing in, meaning that the coordination of different pieces in their larynx, this is it's very high. It tends to be very thin in the vocal folds, so we have a thinner sound, tends a little bit more air through. It does not have much breath pressure underneath. So when we think about volume in voice, we often are really thinking about resonance, but even more so, we're thinking about breath pressure, the amount of pressure underneath that is being released as the vocal folds split apart each time and go wacka, wacka, wacka. When you're really, really high in the falsetto, or just in falsetto period, there's not as much pressure that can build up underneath. And so we tend to have falsetto be more light, more ethereal. Adding another voice definitely helps to thicken up the sound here. I think that choosing to have a little bit of harmony, and particularly closer harmonies there, can also make that sound feel a little bit thicker. So really, really great decision to have 3 voices total on it. And then just the 2 carrying on while he does the bottom. It's surprising how his bottom line actually balances the 2 tops really, really well. Go back a little bit.
It's not me.
A little more.
No sorrow, feel no shame. Come tomorrow, feel no pain. In sweet devotion, it's not me. Just give devotion, set me free. Of the land and the ocean, by the way, is a life I'm chosen every day. So goodbye, Mary, goodbye, Jean. Will we ever meet again?
I really like the way they come together at the end here. I think Rick Davies ends up holding a note first, and then the other two join him on it. I believe that's what I heard.
Goodbye, Jean. Will we ever meet again?
And he does a fantastic decrescendo, so it got quieter and then louder. Shows some nice control of the voice. But the effect is fascinating. The meet again is essentially echoed in the top, and it leaves a hanging question in all of the voices.
Goodbye, Jean. Will we ever meet again?
That's really cool.
There's something to do and something they don't. There's something you just can't tell. There's something that will and something that won't. Something says that's well.
There's a lot of punch to his vocal line.
When I behavior that'll never bother me. See, the devil is my savior, but I don't pay no heed. I will go on shining, shining like brand new. I never look behind me, my trouble will be through.
Gosh, the more I'm hearing this song, the more I'm just falling in love with it. This is a great example of may you fall more in love with music every day, which is our goodbye on this channel. I truly believe that your life will be better if you continue to fall more in love with music every day. There are so many reasons behind that, by the way. It's not just like fluffy, like, oh, life is better. It's actually based on brain chemistry as well. So anyhow, I love that in this moment, I can feel myself falling more in love with music, and I just feel the quality of my life improving. I love this. I love this. I'm fascinated by his delivery. It is very punchy while still maintaining energy in the parts that aren't as punchy, right? That's how he continues to get the message through. He doesn't have as much line. So if you hear Rick Davies and you think, like, could this guy sing opera? Probably not. Very, very unlikely. Could an opera singer sing this? They could. I don't know if they'd figure out how to do it the right way, because opera singers have trained very, very, very differently for vocal delivery. So I don't know that makes one person a better singer than another. I think this is a really interesting conversation to have, though. I think that the most important thing for a singer is to deliver their message, to move someone. And I think that this song is very moving, even though it's in a style that isn't something I would think, oh, I need to study this for 12 years. But on the other hand, how long has Rick Davies done this kind of style? Like, how long has he studied? How long has he figured out exactly how he wants this vocal delivery to be done? I think it's fascinating, and I think it's moving, and it makes me appreciate this music more and more as I hear how he's defining certain words that he wants to emphasize and punch through, but then maintain our interest in all of the words in between. Go back a little bit.
Something you just can't tell. Something that will and something that won't. Something says that's well. You can laugh when I behavior that'll never bother me. See, the devil is my savior, but I don't pay no heed. I will go on shining, shining like brand new. I never look behind me, my trouble will be through.
And by the way, I mentioned earlier a verse underneath the chorus. I think that was just a continuation of the chorus with extra layers added to it. This really is the second verse, I believe. And it it makes me question um the whole song so far is has been making me question like what is there about a relationship? What when should we keep a relationship and when should we say goodbye? That's what this song is about. It's about saying goodbye. We're saying stranger, but I think that the idea is that once you say goodbye and close that door, you're trying to make that person essentially a stranger to you. I think there are plenty of times when it's very merited to shut the door on a relationship. And in fact, I think that saying goodbye is one of the most powerful things a person can choose. It opens the door for so many new things to flood in, often much better things. uh, this, on the flip side, though, there's also plenty of people that just run away and don't work at things and don't work at nourishing and growing. I believe in growth. So the trick really is to find a partner that wants to grow with you. I think that's where the sweet stuff is. But I mean, I look at the words here. You can laugh at my behavior, that'll never bother me. It's like, well, oh shoot. Does the character whose song this is written from, their perspective, does that person actually need to be doing some personal growth here, really? Because it sounds like in some instances here, I'm like, well, it feels like maybe there needs to be some self-reflection that isn't just saying goodbye and a moment of personal growth. Maybe you can do that and shut the door at the same time, hopefully. That would sort of be ideal because it sounds like there's a lot of things that aren't going so well on both sides. I'm kind of curious. If you're in live chat with me, how do you know when it's time to shut the door and when it's time to hit the grow button? All right, back a little bit.
From the wall, someone says that's well.
Right.
You can laugh at my behavior, but never bother me.
I like the confidence, but is it narcissistic?
I will go on shining, shining like brand new. I never look behind me, my trouble will be through.
Like I feel that this is sad. I'll never look behind me, my troubles will be few. Like, I'm sorry. Learn from your experiences. Become better. No matter what's happened. If pain has occurred in some way, the point of pain, in my opinion, is to grow. Become better. So I don't know. At first I was thinking this is totally merited. Yay, get out of a bad relationship. And now I'm feeling like, who went wrong in this relationship? Usually it's both. Wait. That was a cool whistle. I wish I saw how he made that whistle better.
Goodbye, stranger. It's been night. Hope you'll find your paradise. Try to see your point of view. Hope your dreams will all come true. Goodbye, Mary. Goodbye, Jane. Will we ever meet again? Feel no sorrow. Feel no shame. It's not me. Did you give me motion? Set me free. Over in the ocean. Finally wait. Is a life I told you. Every day. So now I leave. Got to go. Hit the road. I say it when you get it. Got to go.
Oh, that was a really cool expression. I just cut him off on. I'll let you finish out, dude, before I
I
talk.
say it when you get it. Got to go. Got to go.
I like the way he really plays with go there. He has so much extra expression that just is bleeding out everywhere. It feels like that's the blues background. As we're getting more and more into this song, I'm actually having this flip of, wait a second. I fell in love with this song. I fell in love with this expression. I like the idea of essentially having a bit of a celebration, some happy thing to move on to when you need to say goodbye. I think that's really good to help people move on. But now I'm feeling like, wait, sweet devotion, it's not for me? Oh man. Oh man, I'm not sure that I'd want to be the other person in this relationship. It's, I'm having conflicting feelings, y'all. I like this song. I like this song a lot because it's actually really complex and the little hook in it seems so simple. It's high, right? Again, Muppet-like, seems to be mocking in some ways. And then you get deeper and deeper into it, and it's complex, like relationships are complex. Well, the mouth shift. Oh, such cool chord progression. Just want to get that transition one more time. That was awesome. So jazzy. Whoa. I'm sorry, did we just toss the tambourine? I think we just tossed the tambourine. Like it flew. We're gonna catch it again. Where'd it go? Where'd the tambourine? Okay, this is obviously the ending. We need to head back to the beginning of this guitar solo that I interrupted, but really was interrupted by a flying tambourine. It's special. I think it's amazing how it starts out just on one pitch, right? And Roger Hodgson here is playing, I think, essentially with the filter of the sound. It even sounds like a little bit like a jaw harp at first. Oh, back. This is a long solo. Sorry for all that rewinding, y'all. It was very stupid. It's just playing with the tone of the note. Almost sounds like somebody playing with the jaw harp and adjusting their mouth position. I'm fascinated that this solo is essentially not about being virtuosic and showing off all of these different cool runs. Instead, it's got wonderful rhythmic drive, and it's all about the tone shifts that are happening. It's fun. Like a little shiver to it. Here we go.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I love this song is celebrating freedom, especially in this last guitar solo. It felt like we were running wild. It also makes me wonder, like, is the narrator of the song actually possibly a person that I just don't think is a good person to be in a relationship with? I guess it's always important to set expectations, and follow through with them. Y'all, this song is amazing, and it brought up so much contemplation, and I want to continue that in the comments. And if you're with me in the live premiere as well, I'm sure we've been talking about it a whole bunch. So let's continue that conversation. This is fascinating and awesome music. And if you want to see some more analysis of Supertramp or bands that are similar, check out this playlist over here. May you fall more in love with music every day. Mwah!